a lot of women are having tough times dating and finding eligible bachelors. As a matter of fact, there was an article that came out earlier this year that woman said there's not economically attractive men. There's not enough of them to go around. Why is that? Because women care a lot about a man's finances versus men don't care about a woman's finances. You can't fight hard-wired attraction traits. I know you guys are trying really hard this podcast to do it, but you can't.
Myron.
You can't.
You want to change the social constructs.
No.
You guys are labeling hardwired attraction triggers as social constructs.
That's ludicrous.
Over time.
All right, ladies, this is incredible. Hold on. You guys are just arguing to argue. This is a ludicrous argument. Like, are we seriously sitting here arguing that women don't prefer men that are the breadwinners and leaders and providers? Like, here's the thing that he's trying to say. If a man puts on his profile, I want to raise my kids and stay at home, etc., he will get far less matches than a woman that did the same. Why is that? Because men don't give a shit about a woman's ability to provision. However, women care a lot about a man's ability to provision. Now, what you said before, if a woman wants to go in and climb the ranks and make money, etc., that sounds great on paper, but guess what happens when women make more money and go up the social status? They want a man on their level, if not better. So as women make more money and get more status, they want a guy equal, if not preferably better. More. So women become victims of their success most of the time. And this is why career women chronically stay single, because they can't find a guy on their level that fulfills their hypergamous need to be with a man that is better than them. Women want a man who's superior to them in almost every way. And that's fine. But it's a biological difference. So I know what you're saying. Well, you know, guys don't want to do chores, or if a guy didn't want to do chores, I'd be attracted to that. No, the reality is, for most women, that is at the bottom of the list. If there was a guy that's capable, they want a man to provide.
Would be attracted.
They want a man because they want a man that could provide chores, and staying at home with the child is irrelevant to most women.
Exact, to most women. If you like a scrub, okay, you like a scrub.
But that's leftist. These are feminist women who just run around from college.
He's talking about the majority, and it's a fact. And don't be talking no more about
I can only
children if you haven't had children.
To demonstrate how these social values are slowly going to
I don't care what you study or you don't know about maternity. Don't talk about it
overnight.
But I think the important,
like what you said is absolutely true. If a man put in his Tinder bio, I'm looking to be a stay-at-home father, yeah, I don't think that that's going to attract or entice most women. But slowly, if we encourage these social changes where women are empowered to enter the ranks.
I love that you brought this up. I'm writing a book on this. All these social changes that you're talking about, women are more empowered, they make more money, they're more successful, more educated than ever before. Guess what happened to relationships? Okay? Relationships are in the toilet. Women are less happy now than they've ever been, and they're more empowered than they've ever been. It's been going down since the 1970s that women approval ratings and happiness has gone down, while antidepressant medication, etc., has gone up. Also, relationships are in the shitter. Divorce rates are high. Women initiate 80% of divorces, and women are out-earning men in a lot of cities. A lot of women are having tough times dating and finding eligible bachelors. As a matter of fact, there was an article that came out earlier this year that woman said there's not economically attractive men. There's not enough of them to go around. Why is that? Because women care a lot about a man's finances versus men don't care about a woman's finances. So I get what you're saying. It should be a woman can go to work, have a guy at home, he takes care of the chores. It's not an issue. The problem is this. Most women don't think like you guys. They want a man who's superior to them, not equal.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What really interests me is whether this is, because you're arguing this is a societal thing. This is systemic imbalance within society. What I'm proposing, because of the fake, the Tinder hypothetical, is that actually this isn't societal. This is about what women desire and what they reward.
It's biological.
But even those preferences are social, right?
What? This is some dumb leftist shit.
No. Wait, no, this is just factual, and I'll prove it to you right now.
Go ahead.
Okay, sure. Literally, think about the Renaissance. Think about like the 1500s. What was considered the optimal form of a woman? It was a fat woman. Literally, like you could
fertility. That was for fertility. Since you brought up Renaissance, no. You brought up Renaissance.
Zena, let her finish her point.
No,
go ahead.
You can say it was about fertility, but it was not just fertility. It was like, okay, fat women, because it was a sign of wealth. It was a sign of prosperous, right? we had a period in time where being pale was seen as, a beauty standard. And then once more people started working indoor jobs, then it became, being tan is the new hot thing. So you can't tell me that like preferences aren't influenced by society, because we have multiple examples.
Hold on. I'll answer that right now. Okay, but you know what? I love that you mentioned that. Oh, well, it's a sign of this and a sign of that, but preferences change by what men like. But what has stood the test of time since the beginning of human time?
The male physique.
Male physique, that's one.
What's found as attractive?
But what has been universally found as attractive by women since the beginning of time between men and women relationships?
Oh, I know what you're going to say, but it applies to men as well.
No, it does. Hold on.
You don't think men are attracted to wealth?
Listen, men don't have the same innate need for resources and security that women do. And the reason for that is because a man can go out and fight a lion or a tiger, hunt it down, kill it, and eat it. A woman can't, and she especially can't when she has a child. A woman by herself cannot gather enough calories to feed herself and her child, especially when she's pregnant and she's more vulnerable. So since the beginning of time, women have needed males to go out there, hunt, and gather resources and calories. It's only in this clown world new times that we have that women think that they can actually do things on their own, which, you know what, that's fine. It's fantastic. But guess what? You're a slave to your biology. You still want a man that can provide and capable of providing, even if you make your own money. This is why women that make their own money, make $100,000 per year, still want a guy that makes about $156,000 per year. So what I'm saying is, you're saying, well, attraction trends change or whatever, but the one trend that has not changed at the beginning of time is women have always been attracted to men that have resources, money, and status. That is why Genghis Khan owns all of Asia, and like people walk around, there's a percentage of a bunch of Asians that have his DNA in them.
I'm related.
This is why people, damn, okay. This is why, right? Women have always shared one high value guy. Like women are okay with sharing men because that's how important resources
are. They interested in those qualities in and of themselves, or what they can understand they enable and the results that they can enable for their children? Like if you're saying that women have this maternal instinct to take care of their children, right?
Yeah.
You're incentivized to prioritize these qualities in men, because right now the social paradigms that exist lead to incentives that help women care for their children. So those, charismatic men, strong men, make them more inclined to be higher earners, right? Yeah. But women would just as soon adopt lots of different strategies if they thought and like drop traditionally masculine tendencies in men and become attracted to whatever they believed would help secure resources for their child. And that can look a lot of different ways, don't you agree?
It doesn't look like a soy bucket. It looks like a tall guy that's toxically masculine, etc. Like, I know what you're saying, but you can't.
Not like the bastion of masculinity, in my opinion. He's kind of short.
But what does he have? Hold on. He has status and money. What did I say in the beginning?
But you're
status
saying women,
and money has always been.
Always value like strength and physique and stuff like that.
But hold on.
You're introducing it like. We're providing examples that show that that's not always the top quality.
If there's one baseline, one thing that women care about the most, it is by far status and security. It's been that way since the beginning of time. That's why kings have had hordes of women. Elon Musk, even though he's not the most attractive, what does he have? Status and money. That's extremely important to women when it comes to attraction. So what I'm saying is that you're saying trends change, blah, blah, blah. The one trend that has not changed at the beginning of time is women have always been attracted to status and money, looks, physique, etc. come after the fact, but they're attracted to that. So I know what you guys are saying. Well, it shouldn't be this way. We should be able to be equal. You do some chores, I do some chores, etc.
Yeah, but
that might be. Hold on. Let me finish.
Hold
on. Look. You can't fight hard-wired attraction traits. I know you guys are trying really hard this podcast to do it, but you can't.
Myron,
you can't.
You want to change the social constructs.
No.
You guys are labeling hardwired attraction triggers as social constructs. That's ludicrous.
Ludicrous over time.
That's ludicrous.
May I please finish?
Interestingly as well.
Wait, okay.
Myron.
I just want to say.
Can I just quote something?
Say something real quick.
I just want to quote something from a Renaissance painting from a Renaissance artist, Leonardo da Vinci. And the quote's not exactly correct. It's not verbatim, but y'all can look it up. Her fat arc and full bosom was the firm sign of her ripe fertility. That's just the matriarch of all the Renaissance paintings and why the women were slightly thicker than natural. It was a form of fertility. You're not going to debate me on Renaissance, but yeah.
And that's
I feel like that proves fertility. It was about fertility because women were seen as fertility since the dawn of time, just like the Sumerians, which was the first civilization, our first dated civilization. Women were the heart, men are the head. Men are the head because of logic. Women were the heart because of emotion. And then the children were the womb, which is also interconnected through women. Men lead, women follow. Women were literally just the fertility. All right. They were protected. The men were the ones that went on the hunt. And that's how the whole story of the Anunnaki designed humanity is men would lead, men would fight, men would be the warriors, women would be the kept trophies in that sense. And that's how it's set up.
And then you have something we'll turn back to.
But hey, you can grow with somebody. Like, we're not telling you, oh, you got to be with somebody who makes more than you. No, like, you can grow with somebody and you can build an empire with somebody. There's nothing wrong with that.
Like
I'm sorry, Myron. I'm sorry. I got one more.
Go.
And then we go back to what's it called when they would fight in the fucking cathedral. Women would choose the strongest warrior. This is known. Like, even in the Renaissance, this was so fucking common. And in the Greek days, in the Athens, like, let's go, bro. The men would fight. The woman would choose the strongest man, and they would fight to their death.
Well,
like,
interestingly, the standards for male.
They don't. That's why.
Standards for male beauty, standards for male, physique have remained very consistent over the years. You just have to look at our ancient Greek statues.
Yeah, there
you'll
you
see
go.
the V taper, the broad shoulders, the abs, all the rest of it. It hasn't really changed.
Okay.
Which kind of underlines.
But I feel like that's a
you were
point
trying
in
to
our
say
favor.
something as far as my argument, just to boil it down, and I think their argument is as well, is that there's hardwired traits that women look for in men, and it's not necessary. You guys are arguing that it's more of like a societal construct. We're arguing no, it's a biological construct that you can't necessarily debate. And though you guys are able to, I guess, rationally say in your heads, well, I would like a guy that's like this, the overwhelming majority of women would disagree with you guys.
I'm not trying to speak to my personal preferences and project them onto other people.
Okay.
I'm just trying to look at alternate explanations as to why it's been possible for these standards to change for women.
So are you
as
making
you
an argument that you
demonstrated.
don't even necessarily believe in?
What?
Are you making an argument that you don't even necessarily believe in or subscribe to for yourself?
No,
I mean, we're not even talking about my personal beliefs. I'm just trying to state descriptive realities here.
She's
These are
illustrating more than one
observations over like
reason.
historical
Okay, so
trends.
you're theorizing as to why women might like certain traits in men and saying that it's a social construct. My argument is that it's not a social construct; it's a biological
I'm
construct.
hypothesizing, but like what we were saying with fertility. Like at one point, the image of fertility for a woman was somebody who was slightly more overweight, chubby, Rubenesque, and now what's more desirable, a chubby woman or a woman who has abs potentially and is like a lot more fit, right? Would you
But now
agree that that
society's
is like
more
that
based
is
upon
like
sex.
a-
Well,
And that's
you
a
also got to
sexual
remember
icon.
that what females are attracted to,
No,
right?
I'm talking about what men. I'm talking about
But
what
men are
women.
attracted to anything. We can't conflate what men are attracted to versus what women are attracted to.
Wait.
We're talking specifically about what women want. And the argument is that what women want is fairly
consistent.
regimented, right? And it's been since the beginning of time. Status and money has been important, which is why I'm making the argument: if woman is given left her own devices, she's almost always going to want a man that can provide security, and status and income are good indicators of that. Everything else falls in line.
Right, but I'm saying that like
But
there-
fashion and beauty standards, it's all targeted towards women. We're the only consumers. Men don't give a fuck whether you're fat, ugly, got a crooked nose, or don't. Pussy is pussy, and that's been the way it is since
Still
dawn
don't
of time.
smash.
Really?
But I'm
Yeah,
curious.
so
I'm
exactly.
curious.
Like,
So wait, baby, can I finish?
sorry,
I'm sorry. I just want to finish.
Yeah.
So basically, you're talking about how the beauty standards went from women looking fat for fertility, and now they got BBLs and shit like that, right? That's us. That's us. That's not about men. That's not about what men like. Men are gonna smash no matter what you look like. You can look like Greta Thunberg, and you're still gonna get smashed at the end of the
I would
fucking
smash
day.
Greta
So
Thunberg.
some men. I would not say that
It's
for
just
all
what
men. That's
Most
some
men. Okay, we're not talking about the slight percentage.
the slight percentage. Well, maybe
No,
that's
but
based
we
on
are.
the type
Can I
of men
finish?
that you mess with.
No,
but
baby. Right now, this podcast, what we're speaking about is the general population. We're not talking about the exception. I understand that completely. If I was a man, I wouldn't fuck Greta Thunberg, but it doesn't matter.
I would.
Now
I would.
he would, and he wouldn't. Now back to what I'm saying. The beauty, like the whole fashion industry and all the beauty stuff, is targeted towards us because we as women, we're our worst enemy. We judge each other. The men don't give a fuck.
They don't.
We're the consumers.
Okay.
Makeup, all of that. Niggas don't give a fuck whether you got makeup on or not. In fact, they usually prefer you not to have makeup. Lashes, originally Cumbrellas, by the way, for semen. No, they don't care about that. We wear that because we're like, oh
Wait.
girl, your lashes look so good. Oh, mine are longer.
All right. You have
That's
something
not for
next?
that.
Can I
So,
bring
Go
something
ahead.
up?
Sure.
Okay, so
Well, are we done with this topic
beauty
before we move on
standards
to
is
something
about
else?
women. It's
The-
about women.
The argument was simply, we're saying attraction is not necessarily a choice or a social construct like you guys are trying to argue.
no,
and you
I'm
guys
not,
are saying
I
it's a
don't even
social construct.
disagree with you. That's a
Hmm.
problem. Like when you're saying, oh, there's like these biological imperatives
Yeah.
to be attracted to someone, I'm not
Yeah.
even disagreeing with you. I just think that it's not 100% relegated to just what women want. So, for example, men. Can I finish? Please don't make the faces. let me say what I
It's
want to
fine.
say first. and then-
I know what
Okay,
you're.
so-
Go ahead. Continue.
Well, I know this for a fact because historically speaking, marriage, right? Men, even like marrying other women, were women of wealthy families, right? So we're talking about, arranged marriages to accumulate more wealth. So you can't tell me that, men aren't attracted to, maybe they don't want them in modern society to out earn them, but maybe a woman who is making a shit ton of money is more attractive than a woman who makes almost like no money if they're both working. So that's just an easy example, right? The point that I'm trying to illustrate here is that people in general, men and women, want stability in relationships. Like, are you really telling me that you want a girl, like the girls that were here earlier, right? Screaming around, like very angry, upset, just like throwing shit around in a relationship? It doesn't seem that most people want that. Most people want stability. Most people want to be wealthy. So to be like, oh no, this is only something women want, doesn't.
Well, I don't think men find wealth in women viscerally attractive.
No.
Again, it comes back to this visceral attraction thing. And actually, if you read Dickens or Shakespeare, there's plenty of stories where there was an arranged marriage that was going to take place. And the guy's actually, no, I actually really fancy the serving girl down the road. And he wants to have an affair with her because he's not viscerally aroused by the woman who's wealthy.
Or visual features.
We're only talking about preferences, right? I'm also interested in like how outcomes factor into this because I think the reality is that like rich people are going to marry other rich people. Middle class people are going to marry other middle class people.
Incorrect.
And lower income people are going to marry other low income people. That's just who you're around.
This is a fact. Like the vast majority of people do marry within their income bracket.
I dispute that men don't have these socioeconomic barriers like you guys are trying to say. A rich man will gladly take a woman that's poor and make her rich versus a rich woman will almost never take a poor man and make him rich.
They probably would. But do you think that like
the vast majority?
Well, why your confusion? You seem confused.
Because men don't marry and get with women to look for a provision or a security like women do for men. Like, this is crazy to me that you guys. This is ludicrous.
I'm saying this is not mental gymnastics. It is a logic. It is literally factual that people marry within their income bracket. Most people don't want to marry down. Are there some men who will want to marry somebody who's hot but poor? Sure, but the vast majority of people marry within their income bracket. We can Google this right now.
Here's the thing, ladies.
Hold on, wait. Like billionaires are like trying to snatch up all the like local baddies and stuff like that. Like,
you guys are missing. You guys are missing the point. You guys are missing the point.
Broke.
Like you guys do realize that men don't put as much stake in a woman's ability to earn money as women put in a man's ability to earn money, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
We have
Can we agree on that?
Yeah, we never disagree with that.
So therefore, a man, right, knows I have to be the resource creator to a degree. And I would argue the more money a man has, the less he cares about a woman's income. The more he's more concerned with is she attractive? Is she fertile? Is she going to be a good wife?
Right, but the type of women that he's going to find himself in the company in anyway are probably going to be women of a similar socioeconomic background.
Are men always complaining about being afraid of getting gold digged? Like, that's a common trope. Like, they're constantly saying, oh no, I don't want a gold digger. I don't want a gold digger. She's just after my money. So a lot of men, like,
there is a screening process here.
Yeah,
right?
there is even more of an incentive to marry within your income bracket if you're afraid of finding a gold digger or whatever.
You guys are looking. I've realized what's going on here. You guys are looking through the lens, through a female lens. Like, you guys are looking at the dating market. Well, no, hold on. Let me rephrase. You guys are looking at the dating market through a female lens. So for you guys think income and status, etc., is important. So a guy would want that. Let me tell y'all, attraction is not symmetrical. It's asymmetrical. The things that you guys look for, security, provisioning, height, income, the ability to provide and protect, etc., that's what y'all want. We want youth, beauty, fertility, chastity, not being a whore, not going to embarrass me. Those are far different things. So guess what? Provisioning and security is really nowhere in there for a guy.
Here's the thing. If I have a kingdom and I marry you and you're a dishwasher, you become the queen. If you're a queen and you marry me, I'm the queen's bitch.
Yeah,
I don't become the king.
I'm a dishwasher.
You can't bring me up, but I can bring you up.
But I'm asking you, how often does that happen? Because obviously what y'all are trying to illustrate is that a rich man is not going to be scrutinizing the economic background of his potential mistresses and wives, correct? You're saying it's irrelevant to them.
Not to the same degree a woman will.
I'll give you that any day of the week. That is probably true. But I'm saying you're discounting the degree to which like they disregard it at all. Or the like, I'm just curious, what circumstances would attractive but poor women be interacting with like very wealthy men in the
most wealthy women in the world? You do realize the most wealthy women in the world,
Jeff Bezos is
almost all of them got their wealth through divorce or inheritance that was created by who? Men, their male counterparts.
But I'm kind of confused.
That doesn't prove that men will marry
point.
down significantly. I don't know what else will.
No. I mean, I don't know enough about the Bezoses to know that their economic backgrounds prior to like when they got married and whatnot. But if I had to guess, Jeff Bezos and what's
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Bezos, prior to their marriage and when they first got married, were already from very similar
What is the
economic
concrete
and social
argument that you guys are trying to argue
maybe they
now?
were okay.
Like,
I get what they're saying because like wealthy people are around wealthy people. That's not why she was attractive. Just because they're in the same space. Jeff Bezos didn't marry Mackenzie because she was from a wealthy background. She was just around. Mackenzie married Jeff because he was a fucking man.
Just like Cristiano Ronaldo with Georgina.
She married him way before Amazon was even a pipe dream.
Well, she knew he was going to be the man. She saw the potential.
I don't think every rich woman who marries a rich man is just because of the potential as much as it
But that's
is
what's attractive
because we're
about
on the
him.
same level. What's attractive is wealth and stability. No
And
disagreement
his ambition
there.
too. Ambition is not attractive in a woman.
I don't
care about your
I can't
degrees.
speak for Mackenzie and Jeff's
There's
personal
other ways to
relationship.
demonstrate ambition besides just educational attainment, right?
Sure, but it doesn't matter.
Ambition
Like,
making a sandwich is attractive to me.
yeah.